not just here for the top spot. He's here for the full win.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
Tonight, it's the ninjas that take over the show me stage. From Motus Ninjas in Kansas City, Missouri, in 4 days' time, Kansas City will welcome home their world champion Chiefs, but tonight, the ninjas take over the show me state. From Motus Ninjas in Kansas City, Missouri, this is the World Ninja League Premier Series. Hello everyone, I'm Alex Cunningham alongside Jack Anderson. Jack, we have already seen so many incredible athletes qualify for Premier Series finals in Fair Oaks in November, and we're going to add to that list tonight.
That's absolutely right, Alex. I mean, it's my favorite part of the week. We get to see the elites, the best of the best, go at it against each other at Motus Ninja here today on one of the toughest courses we've seen so far. Alex, we can already see an incredibly stacked list of individuals from all across the world who have secured their position in the Premier Series finals, and these guys are going to be looking to do the same today.
Well, we see several former world champions on there. Jay Lewis, Jackson Erdos, Madeline Medeiros, Addie Herman, our defending women's champion. But in one of the most anticipated runs in WNL history, it will be the elite men's world champion, Tyler Smith, taking to the course in the first run since his historic Stage 3 clear. I believe we're going to get a look now at our athlete run order. 7 athletes competing here today, 5 men, 2 women, and the course designers are not holding back for these elites.
No, they have not at all. I think even just in the previous teen division, we saw one of the most difficult courses with no one completing the challenge course, but we've just gotten word that they will be adding in a vertical limit into that challenge course on the cliffhanger. So, Alex, I think we're in for a rough ride, but I think we've got ninjas that are capable of doing it. As we can see in the run order, we've got Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom. I think the battle of the battles is really about to be bestowed upon us, and I cannot wait to see how they go.
Well, to give you a brief rundown of how this is going to work, 2 courses for all of these athletes. We will start with the placement course. We have seen that it is going to be very quick. The time limit's 90 seconds, but it's not going to come into play. Only 5 obstacles on that course. And that will determine the run order for the challenge course, where they will get 2 retries, maximum of 1 per obstacle. Can't use both retries on the same obstacle. And those retries came really in handy in our previous divisions.
That's absolutely right, Alex. And I think anyone that's seen the series more than today, we know that that run order created by the placement course is absolutely essential coming into that challenge course. What you get to do is you get to gain the insights of what other competitors have done wrong, what they've done right, what the new meta strategies are. And time after time, we see that individual who comes out top in the placement course, usually doing pretty well in the challenge course and usually securing that top spot as well. So I think they're all going to be fighting for time and going as fast as they can on that challenge course, on the placement course, sorry.
Very often it is the same top 4 in the placement that qualify for the challenge. Sometimes, though, we do see a reversal. So definitely possible that we could be seeing some athletes maybe go out early on the placement course, come in and send it on the challenge and take it all home.
That's absolutely right, Alex. And I think in the elite division, it's a very special division because everyone knows what they're doing. They've all failed before. They have years of experience under their belt. So even if they make those mistakes in the placement course, you can trust well and truly that they will adapt, they will calm themselves down, and they'll come back into that challenge course to absolutely smash it to shreds. And I think this is perhaps one of the most stacked lineups that we've seen so far. I mean, the 2 big names that really stand out, we've said it before and we'll say it again, we can see them there. Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom.
A fitting 1-2 punch at the end of this run order. Tyler Smith the only elite athlete in the 8-year history of the World Ninja League to defeat all 3 stages of the championship course. His Stage 3 run, which you're getting to see here on the right side of your screen, accrued 30 million views on TikTok. That's a 3 followed by 7 zeros. This was one of the toughest courses we've ever had, and he came in and flashed it.
Yeah, and he's really made history in that moment, and now, Alex, what we get to see is him back it up. Not only can he do it once, but hopefully in this challenging Premier Series final, we will see him do it again. And if you have not seen that video of him completing Stage 3 and making history, I highly recommend you do. It is a great watch.
For sure. Definitely something that we're going to get up here on the YouTube very soon. But he is going up against his training partner, and who many believe is one of the best ninjas in the world. It's Phil Folsom, and wait until you see this video, the insane things this young man can pull off.
Yeah, it is truly mind-boggling, the types of things that he manages to come up with. He's really doing things that no other ninjas in the world are doing, even displayed by a clip such as this here. It will just blow your mind that an individual is capable of doing this. It is superhuman, Alex.
It certainly is, and it is going to be interesting to watch him try to back it up. Now, at several of the previous World Championships, Phil Folsom has competed at a very high level, made it to Stage 3 a year ago, went out in, I think, 12th this year after coming undone on a final obstacle of Stage 2, only 2 athletes beat. And take a look at this head-to-head. These are stats from the regular season, and that is a lot of 100%. These athletes know how to beat obstacles, and they do not fail obstacles very often.
No, it is very rare. However, it is worth noting that this Premier Series is bringing together some of the toughest courses we have seen to date. They're both great with their endurance, they're both great with their technical skills, but anything can happen on any given day. And we've got these incredible 2 for the lineup for our final 2 competitors in the placement course here today. But Alex, we also have 5 other very worthy competitors coming into this lineup today.
That's certainly true, and let's take a moment to focus on our 2 female athletes. We have 2 women with great resumes. Nikki Zink is the #1 rated elite female in the Heartland division, and Jess Wombles, a young woman who finished 12th at the World Championship, a very stacked resume, and both of these women with very high power rankings as well, #6 and #15. Very few athletes even got to compete here, and these young women proving why they earned their spots with their regular season performance.
They're both going to be going as hard as they can today to secure their spot in the Premier Series finals. And not only that, but it's the competitive nature of Ninja that I know is going to bring the best out of them. They're not just here to get that qualifying spot, they're here to complete the entire course and show everyone what they're made of. Because in November, Alex, we're going to be bringing all the top ninjas together, top 32 from each division to compete and go all out. So as much intimidation as they can put into today's qualifier is going to be a necessity, I think.
It certainly will be. And over on the men's side, yes, we brought attention to Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom, but we need to bring some attention to Aidan Moran. Made it all just like Phil Folsom, he made it all the way to the end of Stage 2. Very high power ranking as well. We've seen Aidan on the sidelines all weekend long, and he is going to be an athlete to watch.
Absolutely, and it doesn't go without saying that just following suit is Nam Pham. He placed 3rd in the Heartland region and competed in this year's World Championships, coming out on Stage 1 as so many athletes did. But he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here in this competition, followed by Joshua Harris, of course, coming 2nd in the Heartland region this season. So someone, again, Alex, this is such a stacked lineup. It's something that we love to see every single week. And whilst Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom have the reputations, they're going to have to back it up against some incredibly fierce competitors.
They really will, and those 3 athletes that we just mentioned are 1, 2, and 3 in the Heartland region. Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom technically coming out of Southern Illinois, so they're in the North Central region. So we're definitely going to see a very fun collision of athletes from the center of America. And on the placement course that they're going to be taking on, we mentioned a couple athletes in this field went out on balance. There's a balance obstacle second that's taken out a number of athletes this weekend.
Yeah, and it really surprised us as we move into these later divisions where the athletes are supposedly meant to be much stronger on these obstacles such as balance. They're actually falling more frequently. I mean, in the teen male division, we saw 3, 4, 5 upsets on that balance beam. It's something that cost these ninjas in the placement course and made it a really difficult time during the challenge course because they were first up and didn't have the opportunity to see any of the other ninjas go through it. So yeah, it's going to be hard to see. Anything can happen on these courses, and I think the Motus ninjas have done an incredible job of lining this up as we see our first elite female competitor gearing up for the starting line. It's Jess Wombles.
A fun fact about Jess, you can see 16 years old, just able to earn her driver's license, but she has for a long time had her pilot's license. I'm not sure how that works, but she is looking to be like a plane and fly through the air on these laches.
Yeah, it's clear that she's been flying before she's been driving, and it's showing on this ninja course as she gears up on our first look at the elite placement course. It's likely to be very similar to our teen division, and if it's anything like the teen one, this balance beam is going to prove to be difficult. Those edges are not forgiving, but Jess is having no troubles here, showing a complete display of calmness and demeanor.
Well done to her. Making the grab on those drop chucks come out of Ultimate Ninjas in Indianapolis. I've seen a number of Ultimate Ninjas athletes throughout the weekend. Now Jess making her way through the spinning sonic curve, and this has been the killer obstacle on this course. It's the Aussie grip swap, and she wasn't able to reach that switch grip. Oh. Yeah, usually it's been the yo-yos that have been brutal, but in this case, it was the switch grip.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the part that is the common crux point for this obstacle. But Jess, of course, has secured a great time that Nikki Zink is going to have to really push towards. She displayed great balance all throughout. You know, her composure throughout that run was exceptional. And yeah, just coming unstuck there, a bit surprising. But we can see Nikki Zink now gearing up, just doing some mental preparations. We've seen all the different types of preparations throughout this weekend, Alex, and Nikki is got her own unique style.
Nikki, get ready.
Absolutely. Number 1 athlete in the Heartland division. Starting off on these laches.
Not choosing to link here, really taking her time and making sure of each lache.
Yeah, that's you have to at least get to the last obstacle, trying to gear up to beat the entire course.
Yeah, if on this pace, if Nikki can beat the entire course, she will secure that top-seeded placement in the elite female division. But she's got a few obstacles ahead of her coming into this balance beam. You can see the legs shaking as
really
now
wobbly.
She gears up for the most difficult part of it.
There we go, making her way through the Stegosaurus and just barely catching the edge of that Bosu ball as she moves on to this X-Lache to the drop chucks. Makes the drop chucks. She's going to get out of there with a little under 40 seconds left.
Well, you love to see our elites navigating the balance beam with no troubles as I say that.
Came in too hot. We have not seen that at all this weekend.
And taking out the bollards during the process. Nikki Zink is out with an early exit. You can just see her rolling there and almost taking out some of the audience members, Alex. That is going to secure our lineup for the elite female division coming into the challenge course later today. Jess Wombles with a time of 43 seconds to that obstacle 5.
That's something's being changed here. Looks like another yo-yo is going up, maybe? In place of the drop chucks? What are we doing there?
It looks like there's going to be a small change out for the guys. You know, why not make it even harder? This course, as context, in the teen division, there was only 2 completions from the teens. So it was already extremely difficult. And now they're just trying to add another layer. I'm scared to see what they're going to have to do.
You know what they're doing, Jack? You know what they're doing, Jack? They're going to 1 drop chuck.
Just
making
it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. 1 drop chuck. So they've had the opportunity to grab with both hands for the duration of this competition. Not now. Aidan Moran is now going to have to face the toughest placement course we've seen all weekend.
Well, he doesn't look phased, Alex. He looks primed and ready to go. 19th in the power rankings, number 1 in the Heartland region. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's got Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom in this heat, but he is showing that he's going to set the standard for this elite male division.
Glided through those laches and now focusing, razor sharp focus on that balance.
Absolutely, it's something that you don't want to come stuck on. He's going for the static.
Tried the static, it didn't work, and he lost the grip. Gonna have to jump to a swinging chuck now. Thankfully, it already dropped on him. So Aidan Moran gets away with that one. 2 obstacles left. Almost over shot it like we just saw Nikki. But now going to show us what this Aussie grip swap is all about.
Yeah, this obstacle has taken him out once again.
Yeah.
He's just proving to be such a difficult point with these ninjas.
That requires so much precision. You have to grab it perfectly, not only horizontally, but vertically. That top disc is out of play. Basically nothing for you to grab onto there.
Yeah, it took out so many of our team competitors. You have to get it exactly on the point. And unfortunately, that's going to be the end of Aidan Moran's run. And it's hard to say whether that will fare against our remaining 4 competitors, Alex, because the lineup is stacked here.
It certainly is, and Nam Fan, or I think it's Nam Fong, I would assume.
I agree.
I was corrected because there's a couple of FOMs in our in the Midwest region where I am, and they've corrected me on a number of occasions. So I'm pretty sure this is Nam Fong. Correct me, Chad, if I'm wrong, but he is gliding through these laches and no hesitation into the balance.
Yeah, he's looking to set a new record on this balance beam here as he's going for that top time, and he's making no hesitation. I almost thought he was just going to link it with no backswing, and he secures that nunchuck.
Immediately onto the drop chuck, now onto the spinning sonic curve. He's going to have the fastest time by far, but looking to be the first to beat the Aussie grips.
Yeah, if we've learned from previous divisions, if you can complete this, you're going to be in a great position coming into that challenge course. He's got 2 grabs ahead of him. Can he make them?
Gets the first one. You can see exactly how you need to grab that. And this second one looks like it's lower, perhaps offset. He makes the grab, makes the dismount, and Nam Fong is our first finisher of the placement course in the elite division.
A 51-second time limit. We saw him absolutely fly through that initial half of the course, which is going to be so valuable and putting pressure on those top names that we've got coming through. He spent a little bit of extra time throughout, but to be honest, that was a pretty flawless run, Alex, and it's going to be tough to beat.
Cannot agree more. Nam, we mentioned, went out on balance in stage 1, got some huge revenge there, getting a buzzer on the placement course and really setting him up for success on the challenge course as we reach another athlete who went out on balance, Joshua Harris, by far the oldest athlete in this field, looking to show up the younger guys, and we've seen a lot of people do it so far.
Well, he's definitely more than capable, placing 2nd in the Heartland region. Just every single one of these competitors is incredibly strong. And Joshua Harris, not choosing to link too much there, but it looks like he's going for a completion rather than for the fastest time. And that's often all that you need on this very difficult placement course.
Yeah, you don't really know what Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom are going to do behind you, but you kind of imagine they're going to do something crazy. So you want to get through as many obstacles as you can. Put yourself in a good position where you don't have to rely on them making mistakes.
And you just have to appreciate how difficult that grab is. There's not much room on the hands on that drop nunchuck, but Joshua Harris is doing well so far. 40 seconds remaining on the clock.
Easily through the sonic curve.
Aussie grips.
Pretty much reach out. I believe Joshua is our tallest competitor in this heat. Makes the grab of the first.
Definitely stands out amongst the crowd, and he is standing out today as he lines up. Oh, just misses that second grab. You can see the upper edge there cost him.
He had it with his right hand, but not his left. The left hand grabbed a little too high, and that was it for Joshua Harris. However, proving that he definitely has plenty of strength for this challenge course that's upcoming.
Yeah, and the challenge course is not necessarily about being the fastest. It's just about going the furthest. And Joshua Harris is going to be well placed coming into the challenge course as we gear up, Alex, for our final two big names with reputations larger than life at this point, Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom. These are the ones to watch. Alex, let's get stuck into it with Tyler Smith.
It is finally time to see Tyler Smith back on the World Ninja League course for the first time since that historic run in Greensboro, and wasting absolutely no time on these laches. Let's see how his balance is.
He made history just a few short months ago, and
oh wow, just
history.
gliding across it. So yes, they have balance. I was a little bit worried on that drop check, a little bit of a fumble, but he made his way through, and this is by far the fastest time we've seen all weekend to this last obstacle.
Yeah, Tyler Smith showing us why he is this world champion. If he can get this final grab, Alex, this is...
Woo! For the first time in months, Tyler Smith unblemished at the World Championship, but going out on that yo-yo, a stunning upset.
Once again showing us that even the best of the best can be taken out on an obstacle like this. It has taken out competitors all weekend, and Tyler Smith is yet another victim of that obstacle. He will still be in that second place, but I think Phil Folsom will be smiling from the sidelines as he gears up for his run.
If you're non-fom, you've got to be thanking your lucky stars that you're going to be running after Tyler Smith, although that might be a pretty tough act to follow. We'll see what Phil Folsom can do here. Another athlete who has been near the top of the World Championship, at least in the last 3 years. He was on the podium in the teens in 2021. This is his second year of elites that he just completed. Still looking for his first World Championship, but could get a huge notch in his belt by winning Premier Series today.
Absolutely right, Alex. And if you're ever looking for some inspiration for Ninja, then just go check out this guy's social medias, because he is doing some of the most insane things on the planet with this sport as he now gears up for the Aussie Grips, where his fellow training partner Tyler Smith just came out. Looking good on the first one, Alex.
This is almost a purpose-built for Phil Folsom obstacle. Alternatively, we've been waiting all weekend for somebody to skip that last yo-yo, and why wouldn't it be Phil Folsom? You know?
Why wouldn't it be?
Yeah,
He's the inventor.
Yep. One more look at this incredibly fast run. Phil Folsom's going to be the anchor leg in this challenge course.
Just taking the hit here, he's happy with it, and he secures himself that top spot coming into that challenge course, which is going to be so powerful and such a threat to all these other competitors. 37 seconds, just blowing everyone else out of the water.
Incredible stuff. And we have a special treat for you guys. We're going to be interviewing Phil Folsom and Tyler Smith together in just a little bit. But first, we want to highlight some of these incredible runs. We need to take one more look at Nam Pham, putting down a clear that even our world champion Tyler Smith was unable to do.
Yeah, Nam Pham is going to be the one to watch here. Hopefully the underdog coming into this stacked lineup. Incredible on the balance, one of the fastest we've seen to that point. He had no hesitation coming into this final obstacle and was the first to complete it out of the elites, securing himself that second place position.
And given that Phil Folsom skipped past that, he was the only one to go from yo-yo to yo-yo in the elites. Super impressive stuff, and I want to take a second look actually at Aidan Moran's run. He's definitely a wild card that could sneak up to the top of these standings. Such incredible strength. Same world's result as Phil Folsom, an athlete that definitely could be a wild card and shake things up.
Absolutely. He made it to stage 2 of the World Championships, so he's definitely one to watch. He's number 1 in the Heartland region, and I think he's really here to compete. Alex, you can see him just coming unstuck there. It's always such a technical grab, and when you know that someone like Tyler Smith comes unstuck, you know that it's an obstacle to be feared. And you can just see in the background there, they're making some adjustments as we gear up for this challenge course that is to come.
Well, challenge is the operative word because it is going to be brutal, although before we go down to the floor, I want to take a quick moment to highlight Jess Wombles, who also made it to that last obstacle with a very solid run and will be our last runner of the elite female division.
Absolutely. Jess, again, showing us that she's not only here to compete in this qualifier, but really here to compete on the world stage at large as we gear up for the Premier Series finals in November. Jess is going to be looking to set a really dominant run, not only in this challenge course, but hopefully in the Premier Series finals.
Cannot agree more, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Nikki Zink can do. She just came in a little bit too hot on that fourth obstacle, and we will get to see both of them shortly. But right now, we want to go down to the floor where Donovan Matoyer is standing by with the Barn Boys, Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Tyler and Phil. And Phil, since you got like the slowest time on the placement course, I want to know how you felt about tonight.
I felt good. I saw that last like yo-yo grip was pretty tricky. And I got there and I was like, I think I can make that just now. So I just smacked out of the way. Yeah, I felt pretty good.
It seemed that paid off. Tyler, what about you? Same question.
Well, Phil running after me, I had no idea he was going to just smack out of the way. I would have thought about it, so yeah, I just overshot a little bit on it, came down, tore the skin off my hands. Those things are grippy, but
I didn't even know it was going to smack out.
So maybe that placement on the challenge course will help out Phil. We'll see. Maybe Tyler's going to leave some beta. But talking about the challenge course, what are you looking forward to the most?
Battering.
Battering.
Tyler, I want to try the last obstacle, the VCR one. I really want to get there, and
I think these guys are more than capable of making it to those respected obstacles. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Donovan, and thank you for those interviews all weekend long. It's been such a interesting experience to get into the mind of some of our top athletes. And speaking of our top athletes, we just talked to our elite men's champion. Our elite women's champion, Addie Herman, is a DGS-sponsored athlete. DGS, of course, our longtime partner at the World Championships. They've been the official obstacle supplier of those championships for the last 5 seasons, and we're looking forward to continuing that relationship. A number of DGS elements on this course. I believe they sell batarangs, but also the fidget spinners, some of the spines. So really, DGS has their fingerprints on so many gyms in this country and around the world. For all your obstacle needs, go to dgsninja.com. And if you're an athlete with a sponsorship that you'd like to highlight on the stream, or if you're an athlete looking to get a sponsorship, even if you're a company looking to get your name out there here on the Premier Series, send us an email, info@worldninjaleague.org. Again, that's info@worldninjaleague.org. And right now we head back to Donovan Matoyer, who's standing by with Jess Wombles.
Now? Oh. Hey guys, thanks. I'm here with Jess and Nikki. Jess, about the challenge course here, what's your strategy going to be going into it?
I don't know. I think for the first half, I'm going to kind of take it slower just to make sure I get past the first obstacles, and then after that, it's something from there.
Yes, those first 3 obstacles are key. You got to get past those 3 to qualify. Nikki, what about you?
Focus on the one that's in front of me, crush it, and then move on to the next one.
All right, so Nikki, let's start with you on this one. On the placement course, what is the most difficult obstacle that you encountered?
Well, I wasn't expecting to go out on the Sonic curve or flip off of it, Honestly, the balance I felt really shaky on, but didn't expect that, unfortunately.
Those steps can be deceptive. Jess, what about you?
I'd say the balance is pretty tricky, but obviously
I don't even know what
Cliff
I
hanger.
don't even- yeah, I don't have a name for it.
cliff. Yeah, that one. I guess I could not see where it was, so the back half of it.
Both of these ladies can make it deep into the challenge course. Guys, back to you.
Thank
Alex,
you again.
it's always
Don.
awesome to gain insights into these individuals and just to see their approaches coming into the back end of this course, and also just to see the good-spirited nature of them all, Alex. And before we continue on, we would love to pay a nod to our sponsor, NinjaWorks. They've been our timing system for seasons upon seasons at the World Ninja League. And if you are out there looking to update your timing systems to really make the most of your ninja competitions out there, then NinjaWorks is the place to go. I mean, they're responsible for some of our on-course graphics related to the timing. They deal with our leaderboards, the sounds and lights at the World Championships, and just doing all the incredible work in the background that allows us to operate in the way that we do. So if you're looking to really upgrade your Ninja competitions into the future, go to ninjaworks.com to see more.
Our thanks, as always, to NinjaWorks for powering Premier Series. We're going to show you guys what these athletes are going to be up against in the challenge course in just a second. But before we do that, we want to send it over to our friend Enzo Wilson with Ocean Needs Everyone.
The oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home?
Right.
Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Competition that we have here at Motus. We're gonna go over the placement course when all the groups get here, but this is gonna be the rule set for the amateur, teen, and elite group. You're gonna start right here on this gray piece of bonded foam. We're gonna give you a 3, 2, 1. Your goal here is not to go over these boxes you want to lift. You probably should come on this side.
Sorry.
You want to lift over here where the green is. Get your fingers in here and then lift. Once you lift it out as far as you want to go, it'll stay there. Here's the lumber. Again, if you don't want to lift it super high, you don't have to. It'll stop there. And your last one is a little bit heavier. Lift the under. Once you come into contact with this pad, that's your point for that first obstacle. Once you clear the plane. Next, you're gonna walk or run your way over here to this incline board here. Only the green is in play. You can't grab anything black. And your goal is to get to the ring that's gonna be over there. So I recommend going forward. Again, you cannot grab anything black. Once you get to the end here, you're gonna reach out, grab this ring. Land on the green box here. The plane on this one, just so we're clear, is this is a start finish, so just make sure you clear this and stay on the box. Start finish platform, don't fall off. Next, clip hanger. For the elite ladies, you all are gonna start. This won't be a start finish at that point, but to the ladies, you're gonna start on this clip hanger here. Everyone else, you're starting down here. Use whatever clip hangers you want to get up there. Your goal is the green box at the very end. Right here. Landing platform. That's it for the cliffhanger. Next, you're going to be doing the jumping spider. You want to land on the green box. At the very end of this one, you can go straight, you can go up. You just have to get all the way to this green box here. Now to start finish, so once you land here, you can touch the ground. After this, you're doing the roller coaster slider down to the 2 Da Vinci arrows. The adults, you guys have to land on the longer green box. The other green box won't be there for you, so you won't get confused. Well, yes, it will, because you need to get to the rope. But the elites, you guys are dismounting to the right, to the small box. I'll show the elite version. Then you guys are just dismount here. After you land there, or at least after you land here, and teams and amateurs there, you guys are gonna start here on the next obstacle. You can use the rope to make it up to the double steps. For the elite ladies and the teens,
And the amateurs.
it's the hourglass will already be placed on the cradles. You just have to make the lache to the eyeglass, and then to the eye of the bullseye. And then you can go all the way down this road to the hammers. The one is in a normal orientation, the other one is backwards. You can grab whatever you want to on the hammers. Just get to the green box at the end. Oh, Calvin, I'm feeling it today. Clear. Correction on this one. The elite ladies, teens, and amateurs, after you get to this bullseye, you'll have a platform here. And then you finish out on the hammers or the mallets, grab wherever you want to, land on the green box. Not a start finish platform, so once you touch it, you can proceed forward, but your next starting platform is here. Elite, you guys will have the batarang here, so you can't come into contact. I mean, you can't grab the fidget spinners with your hands. You guys have to use this. Everyone else, you guys are just using the fidget spinners all the way down to sideways here. Make sure that you don't grab the front. I'm gonna call this the front, and back front, same thing. Just don't grab those portions. Your hands can touch the tape, but if I see your hand go in the front or the back, I'm gonna DQ you on that one. Same thing on this one. The sides, well, on this one, wherever the white tape is, don't grab the white tape. Just get to the sideways, make your way to the 9 moving V formation, and pegs all the way down to a green box that's gonna be right here. I don't know where that box clear on this obstacle once you get to this green box. Next up, we have red tubes. Use the red tubes to get to the green box at the end. Do your best not to grab the straps. Hands only on this one, no feet, no legs. Watch your face. Land here. Green cut. So that's gonna be your final obstacle. Teens and elites, you guys will have, the males will have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Females, you're gonna have 4 minutes. Good luck.
Welcome back to Kansas City. You saw the grueling gauntlet that these athletes are going to have to go through. And I really hope that we get some solid attempts on that VCR, a brand new obstacle.
Yeah, Alex, we haven't seen too many to this point. You know, this course has been brutal for every single division. So I'm really got my fingers crossed. Despite this course being even more difficult than any of the other divisions we've seen so far, I think we've got some elites here who are really up for the challenge. I mean, Tyler Smith, Nam Farm, and Phil Folsom, of course, showing their dominance in the elite male division, and Jess Womble's really displaying a great run from the elite female division. So I think we're really going to see some people go the distance here.
Remains to be seen just how well they will do. We kick off the proceedings with Nikki Zink, and I did some research during the break. She coaches at a gym called Olympia Ninja City in Manchester, Missouri, in the St. Louis area. 4-minute time limit for our ladies.
Absolutely. Plenty of time on the clock here. Well, just enough to get it done. I was about to say that Nikki, of course, has an incredible resume, made it to the Worlds this year, placing 18th, and is ranked #1 in the Heartland region. So an individual who has such an incredible resume and has the potential to go far in this competition. But only time will tell as we see her on the incline cliffs, doing relatively well so far. This is an obstacle that has been surprisingly difficult for previous divisions, but Nikki's making it look easy as she looks for that dismount platform.
Yeah, we've seen a number of top athletes have to burn up one of their retries there as she makes her way across the cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's even caused, I remember, 2 of our teen male athletes to come undone completely using both their retries and exiting early. So
that's right.
An obstacle that has been deceptively difficult for our ninjas as we now come into the jumping spider.
1 minute gone, 3 to go. You can see as the day grows weary, the shadows from the window emerging onto that solid wall. But Nikki Zink looking to put up a lights out run with 2:43 still on the clock, reaching obstacle 5 of 10.
Now, the roller coaster to flying squirrel is not something that's been physically demanding for our athletes, but it's very technically demanding. As Nikki grabs and struggles to get that distance there, you have to have a perfect lineup and swing in order to get the distance here. There's not much momentum going into this.
2, 1, push it up.
We've seen exactly what these ninjas would do. Legs behind your head, and then that kick right there at the bottom. Perfect technique on the second try.
Don't fall off that box.
Nikki is looking strong so far. This is a great run, Alex.
Ooh, careful.
Another slip.
You do not want, obviously, to undershoot that platform because then you get eliminated. You also don't want to overshoot that platform because that's the same platform as the start of Eyeglass Lane, which means that she would end up using up one of her retries as she goes over to the eyeglass, trying for the magic trick.
Yeah, we've seen this magic trick come out in the teen division, and it looks to be the strategy that Nikki is trying to employ into her run here, but is struggling to get the hook on. This eyeglass has taken out so many competitors today, and it looks like she's going to just avoid it and go straight for the hook.
Right, Nikki, back over here.
Came up
See, Alex,
short.
how far of a lache that is.
Yeah, I really think she's going to need to hook in, either do the technique that was on the rules video or be able to get that magic trick a little bit more in the wrists, I think.
Well, Alex, she is out of retries now, so hopefully she can learn from her first attempt and give it another go. It'll be interesting to see what approach she takes. Being slightly more tired now, she's going back to the standard approach and just can't get that hook in, Alex.
And that is what does her in. Nikki
gassing
Zing's
out.
hopes of a buzzer have disappeared, but still a tremendous run. Did you see what he did there? Magic. Never
No, I
mind.
didn't,
Take us through
mate.
this run.
But I'm glad you brought it up. Nikki can be super proud of that run, of course, using both of her retries to their full advantage here. She learned through obstacle 5 on the roller coaster to flying squirrel and had a few little slip-ups throughout, but the eyeglass is proving to be more brutal today than almost any other obstacle.
Yeah, in all of our divisions, that eyeglass lane has been so incredibly tricky. We will see if Jess Wombles is able to conquer it. If she does, she's going to get the win here. And we did fail to mention, by the way, that there is a work requirement for these two athletes. Because there are not 4 athletes in this division, we're not giving away qualifying spots for free. They still have to beat 3 obstacles. And we've seen for some athletes in many of our divisions, that's been something of a challenge.
Absolutely, no, we do not give handouts here, and these ninjas really do have to work for it. But if there's someone that's up for the challenge, it is Jess Wombles. Jess having one of the strongest resumes out of all the elite females, getting to 12th position in the World Championships this year, and 12th in the Midwest for her region this year. So exceptional all-round athlete. We saw her put down a great run in this placement course. And she's going to be looking to go further than Nikki just did in this challenge course as we gear up for a very deceptively difficult obstacle, Alex. This one can spell disaster for any athlete, no matter how good they may be.
Coming out of Ultimate Ninjas Indianapolis, the number 6 ranked in the power rankings. And this incline cliffs, you really can't see where your feet are going to go. You really have to rely on feel. Really grip with that undercling and a very good swing. Just the cliffhanger standing in the way of her and a spot at Ferox.
She will have 2 attempts on this cliffhanger if she needs it, but it doesn't look like she's going to, Alex. She's looking strong so far, and now coming into these thicker ledges. Yeah, I think Jess has got this in the bag and secured her spot in the Premier Series finals, so we will see her at Ferox in November, and I can't wait. But this is really just the beginning of her run, Alex. She's got both retries in the bank, great amount of time on the clock, so anything can happen.
Yeah, that's part 1 done. Part 2 would be to either beat this obstacle faster than Nikki did, or to beat the eyeglass lane to get first place, and then part 3 would be a buzzer.
Absolutely. I think she's got an eyes set on part 3 as she gears up.
Oh, just doesn't make the
misses
grab.
it.
Had it with her fingertips, knows exactly how hard she needs to kick it.
She just fell short there of that grab. Jess Wombles is going to be lining up for her second and final attempt. We just saw Nikki have to use her second attempt as well. So hopefully Jess can make it work this time. It's such a technical move.
She has the right idea this time. Yes, she does.
Learning from her mistakes.
That's the grab. And she is out of there. And we'll have to check the time. I'm not sure that was faster than Nikki. Would be moot if she's able to beat this obstacle.
Yeah, I think that's where her head is at. It's where her mind is set on. She's more than capable of completing this eyeglass lane. But Alex, as we've said time after time, this is the obstacle of the day. This is the one that's taking out so many of our ninjas on this challenge course. Not only do you have to do this eyeglass that Jess is currently navigating, but you then have to do 3 cameras afterwards. And she gets it.
Oh, well, she doesn't have that right side all the way up. Looking to get it back just a little bit more. There it is.
Looking good. Now the grab.
Nice
This is the
and
difficult
stable
part.
as she grabs up top. Smart move. Gonna have to drop down into this hammer though. But she
and
slipped
just
off
too much
of.
momentum.
Had the exact right idea throughout, but from that high grab, it is very difficult to drop down into the hammer.
3, 2.
Now she does have this second attempt, but she will be more tired and more gassed out. There's 1 minute 19 on the clock, so she knows that she's got time on her side. It's just a question of whether she's got the gas in the tank and whether she can use that same technique that she just did.
Well, 1:06 to go. That clock starts as soon as the obstacle is reset. You saw her use up a little bit more of that time to rest up.
She wants to make sure of it. She wants to get this win here, and she can complete this obstacle.
Oh!
No!
The left side of the eyeglass came completely undone, and it will come down to time to see whether Jess or Nikki is going to be victorious here at Motus.
Well, whilst we wait, we get another replay of Jess's exceptional run here. Such a strong athlete, having a bit of struggle on obstacle number 5, just missing it on the first grab, but displaying incredible technique on that second attempt. And then, of course, this eyeglass lane. She made such great progress on her first attempt, but unfortunately just coming unstuck, maybe a bit tired, just a bit of loss of technique. And Alex, we're about to see the standings here and see who was taken out for the elite division.
It's Nikki Zink by 6 seconds.
Just coming unstuck there for Jess Wombles, but both valiant competitors who have very much secured their place in the Premier Series finals. They're both going to be ones to watch in the stacked lineup of elite females coming into Ferox in November. So, Alex, both incredible runs, and you honestly can't fault both the individuals. They made it so far into this course, they put up a great competition, and they well secured their place here. And this is the winning run once again.
Tremendous stuff by Nikki Zink. Number 1 in the Heartland region and number 1 today at Motus. She needed a second attempt on that flying squirrel, but was able to get it, just barely stuck the dismount. And as it turned out, that is what got her the win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's worth noting that Jess really put up an incredible fight there. Nikki, of course, falling early in the placement course, but bringing it back to secure the top spot. But Alex, as we see on the board right in front of us, we see the names Joshua Harris, Aidan Moran, Tyler Smith, Nam Farm, and Phil Folsom. One of the most stacked elite male lineups that we've seen in a minute. Some big names in there. Who's your pick? Who's the one to watch, mate?
Oh, it's so hard to say because all of these athletes are so incredibly talented. But honestly, I'm really looking forward to seeing Nam Pham take on this course. We saw earlier that he, got one of the 2 buzzers that only Phil Folsom was able to get. And Phil Folsom made a pretty big skip. Tyler Smith actually going out on the last obstacle. And now we will see Joshua Harris take this course to task. 5 athletes, 4 spots. Nobody wants to be the odd one out.
Joshua Harris joining the other ninjas as the second place in the Heartland region this season, coming 118th at the World Championships this year. Unfortunately coming out on stage 1, but Joshua Harris is proving that he is here to fight, to show up the young ones, that he is a force to be reckoned with here. He's a bit of a taller competitor, and I don't know if this plays to his advantage on an obstacle such as incline cliffs.
They definitely have to really reach down, and being a taller athlete, center of gravity, could have been a detriment, but doing a great job keeping his legs up, getting up to that platform, 2 obstacles down, and I heard a rumor that the vertical limits, yeah, I can see the black tape. They're going to have to use those vertical limits down there on the bottom.
For our elites, they are not joking about. That is 5 to 6 vertical limits here. We are asking the absolute maximum of these elite male competitors. This is brutal, Alex, but Josh is fighting and just couldn't find it within himself to finish that one off. He's got 2 minutes 13 on the clock, Alex, but going into a vertical limit the second time round is exponentially more difficult.
Correct. His lactic acids are burning. And thankfully, those are a little bit grippier vertical limits, being the ones, I think, from Monstro. The downside is that it's a rounded ledge that's only about ½ an inch thick. I mean, just so hard to hang on to, and we saw Joshua Harris become the first of hopefully not many victims on that obstacle tonight.
Well, we could see him just at the end there, being good-spirited about it all. He came down to have fun, and he definitely did. But yeah, this elite male division, we're taking up to another level because these competitors are the best of the best of the best. And we can see our next competitor gearing up, a fellow Heartland region competitor, Aidan Moran. He's definitely one to watch, isn't he?
He certainly is. Beat stage 1, came within 1 obstacle of beating stage 2, number 19 in the power rankings, top 3 in the Heartland region during the regular season. A young man who a lot of people came to be familiar with at the World Championship, and now looking to put himself back on the map.
He put up a great placement course run and is now looking to go even further into this challenge course, which has really earned its title for the elite division. I mean, gearing up after this incline cliffs, Aidan's going to be faced with 5 to 6 vertical limit holds, followed by the rest of the cliffhanger, and that's just the beginning of this absolute.
Ooh, careful that you don't overshoot that platform. Getting its second attempt, that black wall is in play for these athletes on that obstacle. And now we will see if Aidan Moran is the first to beat the vertical limit.
This is going to be tough, Alex, but Aidan Moran has incredible experience, and I believe he's got the strength here to move through this obstacle. You can see him really fighting on that first grab.
Just grimacing on the second ledge. Now to the third, slipped off. And if he doesn't beat this, we'll have to check the time between him and Josh Harris to see who would take the first qualifying spot to Ferox.
It looks like Aidan's going to take a bit of time to really make sure of this second and final attempt. There are no more attempts left in the bank. This is his final go on these cliffhangers. He's fighting. He's got the first one. You can really see enough to fight for every single hold there.
But he's already starting to bottom out. I'm getting a little bit worried, Jack. 2 to go still, and then he has to pull himself back up. Thankfully,
the thumbs are slipping out.
Thicker. He went on at the end. Just didn't have enough in the tank. And Aidan Moran is going to be our second victim out of 2 on this brutal cliffhanger.
Yeah, we've really asked the maximum of these elite level competitors, and it's a really difficult hold, that one. And you can see he almost made it through, but just falling short.
Well, we will check through the time to see whether Aidan or Joshua has secured their spot at Ferox. But coming up next is the world champion Tyler Smith. Now, we didn't have any vertical limit style obstacles on stage 3 this year, but Tyler Smith has basically everything in his arsenal. We will see if vertical limits are among them.
I would hope so. As our world champion, as someone who has broken and made history, Tyler Smith is definitely someone who is more than capable of moving through this course and getting a completion. You know, we saw him in that interview earlier today. He had his mind set on the last obstacle, Alex. So I think the cliffhanger is just one step in helping him to get to those final obstacles and getting this course completion. As Tyler now dares to do what no elite competitor has done yet, which is beat these vertical limits.
Well, we have to challenge the elite competitors, and apparently this is no challenge for Tyler Smith, who's skipping limits through 3 obstacles, through to Farrock. So much more left to do, though. Spider Walk up next.
Yeah, Tyler just really showing his dominance. You know, we just saw Aidan Moran and Joshua Harris both come out on that obstacle, but Tyler seeming unfazed as if they were just a normal foe to him. And we are really seeing our world champion in action here.
Didn't need a huge kick. He knew exactly how much he needed to get there. And now we saw that one of the athletes in the teens skipped the devil step. And I guess one way to prevent a skip is to put the eyeglass on magnets and make you unhook it and hook it back onto those hooks in midair.
I remember seeing this in
Which
the course demonstration.
Tyler Smith was unable to do. He went too high.
He's gone too high. He's done too much. Who would have guessed it? Tyler Smith coming out on that obstacle, but he has one more retry. Hopefully that hasn't messed with his mental state too much. You know, the nerves can get to you. It can be a bit of a shock. So hopefully he can recover and keep moving forward.
Uncharacteristic for Tyler Smith to see him go down twice so far. Again, this young man did what no elite athlete has ever done before in beating all 3 stages unblemished at the World Championship, but gets the eye hammer the second time, and now we will either see the magic trick or go... No, he's going to go straight for it. Makes the grab. He shimmies down a little bit to get a little bit closer to this hammer. Grabs the back end of the second. Grabs the back end of the third. And Tyler Smith will be moving on to the battering.
Now with 1 minute 30 on the clock, he has 3 more obstacles to complete. This is going to be a push, Alex, for Tyler to make it through these. But he knows how to do tech. He's an extremely technical athlete, so this should be good for him. And he gets the first one. Now onto the second one.
Any athlete can do tech. It's anyone out of the barn. So Tyler Smith making the batterings look easy. Now up to that trolley on a slight incline. So you really need to push this, which he's doing, and hop up to that sideways. And he's got it. Now he'll go over this V. It doesn't spin. However, he does have to use these pegs on the way down. 45 seconds, reels it in. Watch out, Tyler. Watch your face.
And now we get onto the red tubes. He's really going to have to push it here if he wants to complete this entire course. He said he wanted to get to the last obstacle.
He's going to link the first 2. Reels in the platform. 26 seconds left, and we are indeed going to see the VCR. He has to push this forward and have it drop so that he can catch that ledge, which he was unable to do.
Again, showing our world champion now falling twice and having to use both of his retries on this course. It again is a display of just how difficult we have made this Premier Series here at Motus Ninja. He's going to get a second attempt.
Oh, he tried to skip! Wasn't able to get it. And Tyler Smith, unable to complete this course, did make it to the very last obstacle just in the nick of time as we take one more look at his excellent run.
Well, if an individual who has literally made history by completing all 3 stages can't even beat this course, it goes to show just how difficult this is, Alex. Tyler Smith, again, throwing down an incredible run, backing up his resume and his reputation that is larger than life. And, you know, I think our last 2 competitors are going to be watching on trying to beat that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a tough act for Nam and Phil to follow, but they are going to give it their best shot, knowing that they need to get to the last obstacle, and they probably just need to do it in a quick enough time because Tyler Smith was right up against the time limit. Although we will need to adjust that score. It looks like he was given an inadvertent punch. By the way, the reason that's called Kevin's VCR, if this is your first division tuning in today, the designer of that obstacle is Kevin Brecky, one of the most famous obstacle designers in our sport. Creative obstacles such as Cane Lane, Up for Grabs, Crank It Up, Angry Birds, Ferris Wheel. I mean, he's had over 20 obstacles on the show, but this is a brand new revolutionary obstacle that we have never seen. And Nam Pham is looking to be the first one to beat it at its full strength.
As a result of doing so incredible in the placement course, he has found himself between two of the biggest names in the sport, Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom. He's going to be looking to take out that top spot, and he's attacking this course with urgency. Alex, we saw him come into this placement course and put down an incredible run. And so he's really up there with the greats, and who knows what could happen here today.
Yeah,
just
Nam
looking for that dismount.
looking like he's going to be fast enough to get the qualifying spot once he... hold on. Maybe not. Having a little bit of problems with that landing. Is a little bit cattywonker. And you really have to keep your feet up, which prevents you from focusing on direction. Let's see if he can be the second to beat this cliffhanger, motoring through these vertical limits.
This is looking good, Alex. This is what we like to see from our
And a
top-level
crossover
competitors.
to boot, qualifying for Ferox with emphasis. Now let's see him on the jumping spike.
You know, this is a pace that we are seeing. We have not seen someone attack the course with this kind of intensity, and it's what we love to see out of our top-level competitors. Nam Pham is not only going for his qualifying spot, which he has just secured, but he's going for that top position. He's looking to put his name in the history books and take down the world champion Tyler Smith.
Great, not quite a link, but great hip movement, kind of like a link, as he moves on now to the eye hammer. Now there's a second eyeglass. They have it so they can sub it out quickly. He's got to take it off of these magnets. It's going to drop immediately and then has to put it onto those hooks. We saw Tyler Smith need 2 shots at it, and Nam will also be taking a second attempt at it.
Yeah, just proving once again that not only our world champion, but now Nam Pham is also coming unstuck just on that eyeglass dismount. It's something that we've added in for the elite male competitors, and it's really pushing them to their limits, Alex. So hopefully he can recover in this second attempt here.
Well, it looks like we are working on getting that reset.
That is not.
Getting a bit of extra rest time, which is handy for him. This isn't
Nam
running
Pham
down the
catching a
clock
bit of a
at
break.
all. So Lucky Stars have a line for him. Now can he make use of that little bit of extra rest time as he gears up for
No,
the
he
second
cannot.
cut and misses it.
Wasn't able to hook it. Nam Pham getting on the podium and a Ferox, but is not going to be able to do much of this back half of this course.
Well, all round we can see an exceptional run. Just the swing through there on the cliffhangers, showing true dominance on this run. Having no troubles there with the Flying Foxes, but just coming unstuck on this eyeglass, the obstacle of the day. It's the one that's taken out more competitors on this challenge course than any across all the divisions that we've seen so far.
Well, there is a look at the standings. Aidan Moran was, in fact, faster than Joshua Harris. So Joshua Harris is going to be on the bubble for the final run of the weekend here in Kansas City, as Tyler Smith, Nam Pham, and Aidan Moran have punched their ticket to the finals. And they're going to be going up against the best of the best from around the world. Phil Folsom would love to join them. You can see on his shirt, Phil Send, and if anyone knows weird techie obstacles, it's this man.
3, 2, 1, go.
Phil Folsom, at just 16 years old, has already done so much in this sport, looking to add Premier Series champion to his already loaded resume. I'm not sure if you guys... it looks like we lost Jack, but I will take care of you in the interim. Phil making quick work of those incline cliffs. And I'm going to take a stab in the dark and...
But you're on
What?
a second, not just me. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I'm not sure what the ruling is going to be here. Something went haywire. We'll have to check down on the floor exactly what that was, but Phil Folsom effortlessly through the vertical limit, just like we knew he could. We'll have to give him an extra punch there. Ooh, careful though. A little bit of a slip on the spider walk. Able to get through. So I'm not sure if he needs, or if he's already lost one retry or not. Huge kick! I'm almost a little surprised he didn't link there, to be honest, but makes the jump onto the second squirrel.
And Alex, this is looking to be an exceptional run so far all throughout. I mean, Phil Folsom just really putting on a dominant performance.
So I'm being told Phil overshot the platform. Remember, that's the start of the Okay, he gets the grab. Will he do the magic trick, or is he going straight for the bullseye?
It looks like he's going to go straight for the bullseye here, Alex.
And he's got it.
He gets it.
Gonna drop down from the top unless he shimmies down. No, he is gonna shimmy down. Smart move into that hammer. And just to recap what happened on the incline cliffs, he overshot the landing platform, meaning he used up one of his retries on the cliffhanger. So he is down a retry. But if I can trust any human being to do a batarang in one shot, it's Phil Folsom. And here it comes.
Well, I think he's going to. I don't think he has much of a choice here, but with 1:19 on the clock, there is potential to turn this into a winning run here as he gears up and is looking strong, Alex.
He caught the very edge of that batarang. Needs to do it again, and this time he's dead center.
Looking super smooth so far as we now come into just the back end of this obstacle. It shouldn't be too much trouble for him. Of course, this dismount here is always a difficulty, but not for Phil Folsom, one of the best of the best.
And now that time, just like Tyler Smith, going to come into play. We know that it's going to be Tyler and Phil 1 and 2. We just don't know the order. With 40 seconds left, he's going for some chalk on the red tubes. Probably should try to get through this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to the wire here.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how much time Tyler had left when he dismounted here. So it's going to be close. But could Phil Folsom become the first person, full stop, to beat the VCR? Have to slide it forward and then drop down to that ledge. Not able to do it. Uncharacteristic for Phil Folsom. But he will get a second attempt. He's used up his replays.
And with 11 seconds on the clock, he might have to do what we just saw Tyler Smith do earlier, which is go for that massive lâché. We'll have to see what's in the tank.
That is what he's going to do, and bonked his head. It actually slid out on him. And folks, that is why they weren't going for the skip the first time. 3:05 through to the last obstacle. We will have to see if that was faster than Tyler Smith. One of these two is going to take it home. We just don't know which.
No, you love to see it. And what we're going to see very soon after this incredible replay of such a great run is the crowning of this elite division. Who is going to take it out, Tyler Smith or Phil Folsom? We're about to find out in just a moment here.
Well, one more look at that incredibly difficult VCR. Kevin Brecky was not holding back. Now, that is one too many points for Tyler Smith. I don't believe that time is correct either, so more suspense to be done.
Just adding to the suspense, Alex, here. We'll have to wait and see who comes out on top. As we wait for the adjustments, I guess we have to, pay our respects to some of the incredible elite male competitors who went up against two of the greats. I mean, Nam Phan and Aidan Moran both putting in valiant runs. In particular, Nam Phan, I think he was our underdog coming into this, being placed against Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom. You're up against the greats, and he pulled through with an exceptional run.
That he did, and he just came undone on that eyeglass. Such a tricky mid-air maneuver. We saw a similar move with the skyhook at Ferox a number of weeks ago, and obviously Nam has qualified for Ferox. But here, you have to grab a bar and then hook two rings at the same time onto those hooks. So such a difficult move. Cannot fault Nam for going down there, but still an incredible run to get to that point. I would actually like to queue up, if it's possible, Nikki Zink's winning run. Nikki taking home the win on the women's side. Actually, Nikki and Jess both with fantastic runs, nearly identical. Here's Nikki's.
Yeah, they were neck and neck all throughout here, but Nikki just got to that final obstacle in a bit quicker of a time. They both made mistakes on this flying squirrel here, both missing the initial dismount and then learning from their mistakes. But at the end of the day, Nikki was just a little bit quicker and able to secure the win here as our elite female champion for this qualifier. And just seeing on the eyeglass, having struggled here and just couldn't quite get that lache that so many of our competitors have failed on today, Alex.
Quality rollout too, by the way, after the miss on the bullseye. But
Absolutely.
both of those athletes will be moving on. We know the 4 athletes that are moving on for the men. We know who the 3 are on the podium. We just don't know what Tyler Smith's final time is, so we are putting that under review temporarily. I do want to mention, by the way, we've had some interesting comments in the chat for Phil's run. Sam Folsom, Phil's brother, comments, "This guy has my last name." Yeah, he does. Well, we saw Sam qualify for Ferox 2 weeks ago. Phil, a late scratch down there in Austin, but showing up in full force today here at Motus. And one of our own at the WNL, Philip Scott, who you heard for a number of divisions earlier this weekend, saying, "Let's go, best Phil." Very entertaining. Maybe one of these days we'll get Philip on one of these courses, but for all of you guys at home who still want an opportunity to qualify, if you have qualified for one of these, by the way, it is by qualification or invitation only, you still have 3 opportunities. The first one will be 3 weeks from now at Life Force in Bellingham, Washington.
That will then be followed by, of course, if you're willing to make the trip out to the UK, then we will have it at True Function Ninja. And that is going to be an incredible competition, bringing together all of our European competitors. And then, of course, if you want to make the trip all the way out to Israel, we are currently working to secure a final date for that to make sure that it's as big as we possibly can make the competition. But Alex, I'm so excited to see our European and Israeli competitors go at it and secure their top 8 spots.
We got a little bit of a preview with that at Ferox in the form of Gil Morantz. Now, I see
lineup that we've already seen so far. It's going to be a battle, one incredible battle.
And of course, they'll be joined by Sam Folsom, who was joining us in the chat. Isabella Wakeham, another barn athlete we've been seeing in the chat all weekend long, will be there as well. And a number of top athletes will be joining them. And some of the very best in the sport, several of whom have won world championships. As we take a look at Tyler Smith's run. Again, we don't know whether or not Tyler Smith is in first yet, but he put up a tremendous run in his title defense.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw him on the vertical limits there. He breezed through them like they were just regular holds, unfazed, having a bit of trouble, same as Phil Folsom, on this obstacle, but then making amends and going through the back end of this with complete and utter ease. You know, the hammers is something that they're very used to training on. And then we move into the more technical moves of the fidget spinners, which, of course, he dominated on and managed to fly through this course, Alex. It's such an exceptional run. Despite it being the toughest course we've probably seen thus far, these individuals are really just showing why they're the best.
Yeah, we take one more look at those VCRs. Such a difficult obstacle. No athlete was able to even get that first box. So, yeah, I get the feeling that we'll be seeing some yo-yos and VCRs in the barn before long.
I think so. I don't think we saw an athlete across any of the divisions manage to complete that obstacle from my understanding. So, again, hats off to Kevin who made the obstacle, and something for our ninjas to work on into the coming weeks.
We did have some clears of it in other divisions, but not at this strength. In the younger divisions yesterday, we just had them set vertically, taking one more look at Phil Folsom's run. So we have had challenge course buzzers this weekend, but nobody has beaten the VCRs as intended yet.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an obstacle designed to maximize the difficulty for these competitors, and not even one of the greats, Phil Folsom, could complete it, but all round an outstanding run. Again, as we wait for that final time confirmation the anticipation is there. We love to see them both giving it a true attempt on their first go, but then just trying to see if they can lache between it. And you can see them just checking out the VCR, wondering if it is possible. And the answer is yes, because I'm sure our course testers have flown through it.
Yeah, we did see Donovan Matoyer with a successful attempt, but I mean, we don't know how many he did off camera, and he also didn't have to do the first 8 obstacles with a tight time limit before that.
No, he just he got to step up to the platform, and of course Donovan is an incredible ninja himself.
Yes,
Big shout out to
sorry.
him. He's been doing incredible work this entire weekend, just making sure that all the competition is run smoothly, giving ninjas retries when they need it, and being a really great adjudicator all throughout.
And also being a tremendous interviewer. We really appreciate him stepping in and letting us pick some of the ninjas' brains, getting to know them a little bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely been a favorite part of my weekend, and just seeing how wholehearted they are. You know, we see such a competitive edge that they offer to the course, but outside of the course, they're all fun. They're all just excited to be here and just to really have fun on the course, which is the mindset that is what we love to see of ninjas. Just really wanting to get to an obstacle just for the sake of trying it, rather than necessarily just for winning.
Yeah, I definitely think if Donovan grants these elite athletes some redemption time, that they're going to want to try this out. And if they need to get home for the night, then like I said, I get the feeling this is not the last you're going to see of those VCRs. Perhaps you will see them in Season 9 of the World Ninja League.
Absolutely. I think they'll become a staple part, and who knows, maybe we'll see them even at the World Championships if they become a staple part of the ninja diet. We'll just have to wait and see. It definitely could be a very difficult obstacle to add into the repertoire, but it's always good. It's good to see the obstacles in this sport evolving continuously. Just seeing individuals such as Kevin continuously design monstrosities of obstacles that just take out the best of the best. It's why we keep coming back, and it's why ninjas keep growing. And
still waiting on the retime for Tyler Smith. If you're just tuning in, runs are done for the evening. We are double checking the time of Tyler Smith to see if he or Phil Folsom got to the final obstacle quicker. So we don't want to go off the air until we have a definitive answer for you. But do just want to make a quick mention that although we are going to be off for the next 2 weeks with Premier Series, that is not going to mean that there's no ninja for the next 3 weeks. We will be having the first competition of the regular season, Season 9, coming up next week. I believe, based on what Grips usually does, that will be here on the YouTube channel. However, that will be at Grips Gym in the Detroit area in Michigan, and that will kick off our season. Following that, on the 16th and 17th, we're going to be at Movement Lab Ohio in Columbus. That live stream will be on our Facebook page, so definitely make sure to tune into all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, right here on YouTube as well, to get all of the information you need about Season 9 of the World Ninja League as we kick off the regular season next week.
it's always exciting, Alex. Everything's always moving at the World Ninja League. Nothing ever slows down. And even when we have an incredible series like this on offer, it's good to see that the regular season and the content is still continuing to get pumped out. And I was just thinking, whilst you were explaining all of that, how poetic is it that our two champions, the two individuals who have gone back to back, who are just incredible athletes in this sport, we're now just waiting in anticipation to see which ones come out on top. It's quite incredible that it's just been two athletes who are so neck and neck, who are training partners, and now we have to go down to the wire to see which ones come out on top.
It's exciting and infuriating all at once.
Yeah, I think we all really want to know who's come out on top. Honestly, if I could speak to the ninjas at the moment, you get them on that obstacle right in front of us and just try and see them beat Kevin's VCRs, because it's such a cool obstacle. And I think anyone that's not training at Motus will come down just to try and beat it.
Yeah, hopefully we can yell at somebody on the floor to give us some post-run entertainment. There it is! Tyler Smith, by a second and a half, is going to take the win. A successful defense of the title. our world champion has won a Premier Series event to boot, and he is going to keep that hot streak going into the Premier Series finals.
Well, Alex, it was worth the wait for sure. You can see how important it was that we got those times to a T. 1.5 seconds difference between the two competitors. You know that Phil Folsom is going to come back for the Premier Series finals, looking to take out Tyler Smith.
And commiserations to Phil Folsom, coming up just short, but goes to show you the caliber of these athletes to just come up so close like that. Nearly identical runs, each using a retry before that last obstacle, and one more look at the victorious Tyler Smith's run.
Yeah, I think potentially even just on those vertical limits, he was so quick. We haven't seen a pace like that on those vertical limits. Of course, coming unstuck again on this eyeball to hammers, again, an obstacle that has taken out so many competitors here, but he really pulled it back in the back end of this run and just attacked it with a pace that was slightly faster than Phil Folsom, and that got him the win.
And one more look at these VCRs. So brutal. Yeah. I mean, Tyler Smith and Phil Folsom combined to go 0 for 4 on that obstacle. Just goes to show you just how difficult that is.
And once again, we can see our series that are coming up in the weeks to come. As Alex mentioned, we will be taking a break for the next 2 weeks, but on September 23rd and 24th, we will be back at Life Force Ninja, followed, of course, by our well-anticipated UK competitions and competitions in Israel. I cannot wait, Alex. This is just the beginning of what is to come. We build up every single week a new stack of competitors, a new group of people to join us in the Premier Series finals in November at Ferox. And Alex, I genuinely cannot wait to see them all come together.
And by the way, that competition at Life Force, we're also going to see some of the top Canadian athletes up there. So many strong athletes out of the Vancouver area, and Bellingham right on the US-Canada border. We see Canadian ninjas come down all the time. We had a number of them make stage 2 this year. So it's going to be a US versus Canada battle up there in Bellingham. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's very true, Alex. Stay tuned, everyone, for what is going to be an incredibly competitive competition.
But once again, 3 weeks from now, we will reconvene at Life Force Ninja in the Seattle area. But that doesn't mean we're pausing Ninja altogether. The regular season starts next week at Grips Gym in the Detroit area. But until then, for Jack Anderson, Kane Casillas, and Philip Scott, I'm Alex Cunningham, wishing you good night from Kansas City.